finally, today, One Piece Stampede come out in the UK. Come out 6 months ago, I think, in Japan. 4 months ago, maybe, in America and that, and I waited all this time. Didn't watch it, obviously. I'm not going to try and rob it off the internet somewhere. I want to watch it in the cinema, which I waited. Finally, it's here. Before I get into my thoughts about the film, I want to thank Manga UK. I just want to thank Funimation. If I forget anyone, I'm sorry. I just want to thank you guys. Just doing bits. Finally, actually getting the film over here. Even though it took a while, it doesn't matter. It's here now, so thanks for that. And yep, out of the way, let's get into the review. Yeah, so this film was made for the 20th anniversary of One Piece to celebrate it. And I mean, talk about a celebration. There was Easter eggs everywhere. Everywhere. This is going to be a spoiler review as well, by the way. So there was characters from filler arcs there. Every character was everywhere. There was pretty much like, when I was sitting there in the theatre, I was literally thinking of posting a Smash Bros meme after this, because I was thinking this is what it's like. I tried to write down some notes, so it's not, so my thoughts aren't really everywhere, even though this review would definitely be all over the place. So the film starts with Blackbeard, and I was like, oh, I didn't know Blackbeard's in this film, but obviously he doesn't play a major part. It just sort of goes back into history and sort of just tries to tie in Douglas Bullet into the actual like canon of the film to try and make it seem more believable, because he was in level 6 in Bell Down. That was really good at opening. It really fleshed it out. I don't know, it's just sort of from the very start of the film, Bullet felt like this like hard geezer, and you kind of obviously sort of feel like, oh god, this guy's gonna be well powerful. So that started incredible, and then instantly hits you with the nostalgia. Instantaneously hits you with the nostalgia. It starts with the old wealth, fame, power, Gold Roger, King of the Pirates attained this, and everything else the world had to offer. It starts with that, and it's like the same opening scroll thing from We Are, and it hit me. It instantly was just pretty much just said, this is a fan service film, enjoy it. That's pretty much what they're saying straight away, and I just knew instantly I'm going to love this film, which obviously I do. Then we go into a fat montage. We're just jumping all over the place, looking over this sort of festival that's going on. Oh my god, the montage. Conis. Another guy from Sky Island. There was Panda Man loads of times. There were so many fill-up characters in there, I couldn't believe it. There was the Southbird, Karoo. They literally had pretty much every character from the series. Had thrown them in there. Did it make sense? No, doesn't matter. They're there. It was so good. Literally, you could rewatch this film frame by frame. Like when this comes out on Blu-ray in the UK, I'm buying it day one, and I want to watch it like frame by frame and spot every single Easter egg that is there, because oh my god, it was so sick. So yeah, but then the story really starts, and obviously this film, the strong point isn't the story. Like, I would probably say for a story-focused film of One Piece, Gold and Strong-Willed and Z, but especially Z, is better in that sense. But obviously they didn't try to make a good story-focused film. This is just a purely fan service, and that's what we got, and that's what I came for, and that's what I loved about it. It was so incredibly good. But anyway, the story is there's this festival geezer, and he's like apparently Gold Roger, starting the Great Pirate Era, is some mad festival that he believes. So he's like, oh, I'm gonna make a better festival by making Pirate Era 2, pretty much, by picking up Bullet. Douglas Bullet, our main obviously antagonist, used to be a member of the Roger Pirates. Overpowered, ridiculously overpowered, so oh, that's fine. I'll just get him to get the One Piece and it'll be all good, and just demolish everything in our way, pretty much. So that's pretty much the main setup of the film, and because he found Gold Roger's lost treasure, which was a log pose an eternal pose to Laugh Tale, which is I thought was pretty cool. I did get that spoiled for me, unfortunately, so that wasn't a big surprise for me, but it was still really cool. Obviously with that they can just skip straight to the One Piece pretty much, without having to get the poneglyphs, I'm guessing. Yeah, so they can just do that, as that's what Bullet was trying to do. And that alone is enough to bring all the other characters back from all the old filler arcs and everything back into the story. So that's pretty much, well, it's that simple. Just get the boys in, easy as that. Obviously then, what happens is another lovely bit of nostalgia, knock upstream. Turns out there's like some island beneath the island that gets shot up into the air, which has the treasure on it. So all the Straw Hats hop on, and we're moving up, and obviously pretty sick. We get to see Coup de Burst, Wop up there, madness, and then all the Supernovas hop in. We get them introduced one by one, and this is the first time we actually see their ship designs, and I love all their ship designs. They're so cool, and just the fact they're all there, it is just so cool to see them all together at once, all interacting. Then Foxy and Whopper are also there, and they're just memed. They're just battered throughout this whole film. Even the narrator, who's like, I can't remember his name, is this guy. He's calling out. He's like, "Oh, Straw Hat Luffy's in the lead, followed by Gang Veggie," and like keeps going through over and over and over, and like going through. And then they're like, "Oh, and there's two nobodies behind him," and then there's like Foxy and Whopper. They're like, "What's going on?" They're just getting pretty much bullied throughout the whole film. And then eventually, when they make it to the island, there's like a rush for the treasure. Buggy ends up winning, of course, for a laugh. And then it's where Bullet turns up, and Bullet just demolishes everyone. The animation was so clean. He's just banging everyone. They're coming at him one by one. He's just conking people left and right. Luffy tries it, gets banged. And then some proper sick stuff, man. Like Usopp gets banged so hard. But then Usopp in this film, I'm just going to have a little tangent here. Usopp is the GOAT in this film. He does bits and pieces, man. He goes up against Bullet 1v1 to try and save Luffy. It was a proper emotional moment. I was tearing up listening to it. Because I'll go into the OST a bit later. But the OST is probably one of, if not my favourite part of this film. And what they did with it was, because it's the 20th anniversary, they got all the old songs from One Piece. So you have We Are, We Go, just normal soundtrack songs. They had the first One Piece ending, and all of them was remixes for the new film. Oh my god! So they had this like emotional version of the first ending playing when Usopp's. Oh my god! It was so sick, so bad. Oh my days. So Luffy gets banged big time. Usopp is also banged, but he manages to get up and save Luffy from, and like as he's trying to save him, Usopp's like tearing up. He thinks Luffy's gonna die. He thinks they're both gonna die. He's playing this emotional OST. I was like, oh my god. And the amount of times We Are and We Go, does they just pop in? Like, it's so clever. They've implemented it into the actual soundtrack itself. You can hear the little riffs and the little like melodies from all these other songs. It just gets like, if you're a long time One Piece fan, this is probably the best film you can possibly watch to do with One Piece. Like, if you're trying to watch fan service stuff, oh, it's too good. It really is. Yeah, so Bullet pretty much one-shots everyone. The Navy turns up. A Buster Call is called. Then another Buster Call is called. And oh man, obviously with a Buster Call, it wasn't like, oh my god, the stress, because you know Bullet's is overpowered. His Devil Fruit is the Clank Fruit, and he can like, it's sort of like Overhaul from My Hero. He can sort of like manipulate machinery and like merge it into himself, and then like change it, mix and match. It's sort of different. It's kind of like hard to explain, but obviously he's OP as he has armament, he has conquerors, he has observation. His armament is overpowered. Everything about him is overpowered pretty much. So after he starts banging everyone, we end up having to team up with all the boys. So we have Luffy, Law, Smoker, Buggy, Sabo, Hancock. I think I said Hancock, I had Boa. And Lucci and Crocodile were there as well, but they weren't really a part of it. They were in the background still helping, but not really. And, you know, as you would expect, eventually they do some sick joint attack. They blow a hole open. Luffy uses a new attack, which we've never seen before. It's like King Kong gun, like a massive version of King Kong gun. It's ridiculous, and just claps him. Oh, another mad moment. It's probably one of my favourite moments of the film at the end, because I was thinking, like, there's no way Luffy can beat Bullet, man. It's like, it's too... Obviously, he's going to. I knew that he was going to beat him, but I was thinking, I don't want to have to do some arse pull, and he just beats him for no reason. But then, it was so cool how they did it. Once again, the OST hit me again. They come back with We Are, and it's actually like the lyrics are being sung and everything, and Luffy's like, I'm going to be the king of the pirates, do you hear me? He's banging him in the face. There's King Kong Gatling, just bangs him in the face so many times, and just Bullet's done. So mad. So mad. So that's sort of the story. I kind of went through it quickly, but I'm going to go through some more points that I listed down that I just want to talk about. So when I was actually in the cinema watching it, there was only like 5 people there. When I got there, it was just some girls sitting at the back and me sitting at the front in the middle area. That was it for like half an hour. There was only 2 adverts. So because there was not a lot of people, I thought it would be sort of weird. No one's going to be cheering, and obviously in the UK, no one cheers and hollers at a film anyway. But all the comedy, like everyone started laughing. There's only like 7 of us max, 5 to 7 of us, and everyone was laughing at the comedy. It was really good. And also, all I've been talking about is action so far and stuff like that. But the comedy is actually really fun in this film. I did find a lot of it really good. Yeah, everything I know, I just wrote here, everything I wanted to happen happened. There were so many times when I would see a character and I'd be like, oh, imagine if this happened, and then it would just happen. I'd be like, oh, like for example, we saw Zoro there. Yeah, Zoro looks like a big man in this film. Obviously, the animation is so clean. A Buster Call is cool, and I'm thinking, what Admiral are they going to do? I'm thinking, please, imagine if he fights Fujitora, because we wanted to see, obviously, Zoro versus Fujitora for ages, and then the matchups. I have matchups listed here, I'll talk about them a bit later, like, then Zoro just comes in, Fujitora just goes, like, jumps over from, like, a ship, like, a mile away, and just clashes. I'm thinking, oh my god, let's go, like, that's so sick. And then they fight for a bit, like, the animation is so mad. If I can find some way of putting it on the screen, without, obviously, finding some dodgy version of it, then I'll do so, but that was mad. Then, Fujitora's like, oh, okay, that's safe, I'm done now. Pulls a meteor out, and then I saw Zoro looking up, and I was like, oh no. And then I thought, oh, please do the Ichidai Sansen Daisen Sekai, please. And then out of nowhere, he just he goes like, free sword style, secret technique. I was like, yes! Like, every time it happens, slices it in half. And then after he slices the meteor in half, you see, obviously it just splits into two, but then there's still just known as just two bits falling. He's like, oh, what have I done? And Mihawk's just there, and he does like with like one hand, and then it just splits into tiny little rocks and falls, and then Mihawk's like, yeah, right, safe, I'm off now. But like, damn, Mihawk doing bits as per usual. Yeah, Foxy and Wapple and the whole film are just memes. They're getting clapped on at the start, clapped on at the end. It always just being trying to run away, people just run over them, it's funny. At the very end, literally, they come up and they're asking the Straw Hats to help them escape, because they just can't even escape. I can't get over the OST. I'm probably going to be playing the OST through this video if it ain't copyrighted, but please, just listen to the OST. Oh my god, I think it's on YouTube, but hopefully it's on Spotify, I haven't checked, but oh my god, OST was insane. Some of my favourite piece of One Piece music ever from this film, I just love it. The voice acting, I watched it in dubbed in the cinema, because every time I watch like an anime film, I prefer to watch it dubbed the first time, and then watch it subbed the second time, because, you know, like for example, all the Easter eggs in that film, I would have missed so many of them. Obviously, just quickly like looking down and read the subtitles. I don't want to have to be like trying to look at Easter eggs and do the subtitles. But for the first time watching it, I just want to soak it in with the dub, looking at everything, enjoying it. Because I don't know about you guys, but I love the dub of One Piece. Some people don't like it. It's probably because I have nostalgia for it. I'm watching it for years, so that's why. But I'm also, obviously, when I get it on Blu-ray, I'll definitely rewatch it subbed. But the voice actor was really good, really good. Just the direction, the choreography of the fights, everything about it was insane. The animation was good. The CGI was really good. I was surprised. I don't think there'd be that much CGI in it, but when Bullet turned into his massive like kaiju form, the CG was actually really impressive. I was actually really surprised, especially with the smoke effects, stuff like that. I was like, damn. Yeah, so the matchups we got: Zoro versus Fuji. We got Sanji versus Smoker. That was an unexpected but really sick one. Sanji's doing bits. Also, Sanji versus Lucci. Obviously, I don't think they take power scale into account that much in these films, but Sanji just stopped CP0 Lucci with no stealth suit, no stealth black, no amps, don't matter, one foot stops him. I was like, back in, that was pretty hype. Sabo versus Smoker, which is a callback obviously to Logtown. No, callback to Alabasta. Really sick scene, I love that. Luffy versus Bullet, obviously that itself was just an insane fight. I did love that. There were so many more matchups that I can't even remember off them, to be honest. I can't even list off them down. Just the emotional moments. I don't know why, because I'm a very emotional person when it comes to manga, anime, or films, you know, stuff like that. I get so invested in it. So when I was hearing these nostalgic soundtracks done in a emotional way, especially, I think it's called Memories. I think it's called, like the very first ED. When they redid that, I was like, oh my god, it was an emotional moment. I was literally had tears in my eyes. And at the very end, I had tears in my eyes. It was just so good. And the character designs, and I mean like the new outfits they've got. I want a figure for every single one. I want a figure for all of them. The outfits are so clean. I love the outfits so bad. I don't know what it is about. They popped off hard. Like sometimes in the other One Piece films, I like their outfits. Obviously, like Strong World went off. Z has some sick ones as well. But like every single costume change in this film was just insane. I loved every single moment of it. It was so good. I love just like the subtle references, like at the end when Luffy punches Bullet for the final punch. It goes black and white manga style, and this to me clearly was as a reference to the Sabaody punch of the Celestial Dragon. Sort of, it went back to that animation. So every cool scene in the actual anime was like somewhat referenced in this film in some sort of way. It is just the perfect love letter for One Piece fans. And someone like me who's watched all the episodes, you know, fan of the manga, fan of the everything here and there and everywhere, it was just perfect for me. I just enjoyed every second of it. I loved it so much. And I've been holding off talking about this, but Ace is in the film. Oh, man. I was spoiled on it. I was spoiled on it, unfortunately. Obviously, because I had to wait, what, 6 months for this film to come to the UK? 6-7 months. So obviously, and being in the One Piece community, I'm going to see stuff, but I didn't know how. I just thought it was Sabo using the fire, like the Mera no Mi, and sort of like constructing Ace, but the way the girl, I can't remember her name, uses. Hey guys, my camera cut out, so I'm just trying to finish this off here. Pretty much said thanks to Manga UK, thanks to everyone for making this film come over here. I just gushed about Ace for like 15 minutes, and luckily my camera cut out, so I can't put that in there, but pretty much just Ace is in the film. The way that it was put in, it was beautifully done, with the way Luffy looked over, saw it, and just Sabo and Ace together, back to back, just like Luffy and Ace were. Little reference to that as well. There's references everywhere to other stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just thanks for watching. Thanks to Manga UK. Thanks to Funimation. Thanks to everyone. Thanks for watching. If you haven't seen this film, please go and watch it. If you haven't, or for some reason if you're watching this and you haven't watched the film, I don't know what you're doing. At least buy it on Blu-ray when it comes out. Thanks everyone, subscribe and bye.